Knock knock, who's here? Yes, it's time for Digital Spy's latest Doctor Who video review, where we'll be talking, of course, about Series 10, Episode 4. But was writer Mike Bartlett's debut a towering triumph?
Oh, we should get the Doctor.
Now, first off, I was really looking forward to Knock Knock. I love it when Doctor Who gets good and spooky. So Blink, Midnight, The Empty Child, these are some of my all-time favourite episodes. And while this has all the right ingredients, it doesn't quite come together, and it's just not on a par with those classics. Like the Frost Fair last week, a haunted house is the perfect setting for a Doctor Who story, but one that's only really been exploited once before on the show in the 2013 episode Hyde. And let's be clear, this episode doesn't come up short when it comes to scares and things that go bump in the night. Knock Knock is actually quite daring on that front, with some genuinely disturbing imagery. You've got Pavel, still alive but in terrible pain, being eaten alive by the house. You've got Harry being devoured by the Dryads. It's all actually quite chilling. And if you've got a bug phobia, you will definitely be watching this episode from behind the proverbial sofa. Series 10 also continues to impress visually, most especially with the realization of the tragic Eliza. Some fantastic prosthetics on show there, but they still allow the actress Mariah Gale to convey pain and heartbreak and a whole host of other emotions. And of course, there's our big guest star, and David Suchet is absolutely superb as the peculiar landlord. He's both sympathetic and scary, always with a slightly sinister glint in his eye. But what's the #1 rule in horror? Never split up in a haunted house. And unfortunately, Mike Bartlett doesn't stick with that rule when it comes to Peter Capaldi and Pearl Mackie. I may or may not have mentioned it, but I absolutely love the Doctor and Bill. I love their relationship, and focusing in on their dynamic has so far been one of Series 10's big successes. But by keeping the two characters apart for much of Knock Knock, the episode just lacks that special energy. It lacks that chemistry that has made the previous 3 episodes so special. And just a side note, why is Bill suddenly so eager to find a flat and settle down on Earth? If it were me, I would not get bored of exciting TARDIS action for ages. Something else that bugged us? The ending. Well, Knock Knock aims to provide answers for all the spooky happenings, but just ends up leaving us with more questions. Why did the bugs turn Eliza into wood, but just eat everybody else? Why exactly does the bugs eating people help to sustain Eliza anyway? How did the landlord find out that the house needed to be fed to keep his mother alive in the first place? And while we're at it, why exactly did Eliza forget that the landlord was her son? Just dry rot on the brain? Even the chills of earlier in the episode are undermined by the resolution in which Bill's friends all miraculously spring back to life, which to me felt a little bit like a cop-out. Knock Knock is scary, it does work on that level, but it's also confused and a little bit messy. Like that grand old house, it looks great, but on closer inspection, it creaks. Well, those are just my thoughts. You might disagree. I'm sure some of you do. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, you can let us know what you thought of Knock Knock in the comments below. And also click a link to read our full written review. And don't forget to give us a like on Facebook for all your Doctor Who needs. See you next week.